background. So
Oh my God, look at
honestly,
you. Look at you. And I'm here.
well, hey, thanks for having me on. Thanks for
Did you
having me
see
on,
my
Greg.
black
Yeah,
did you see my black eye? Can you see me on the screen?
I can now that I stopped driving. Yes, I can.
Oh yeah, drive. Got a little cyst removed, right? So it looks
Oh
like joke.
no.
I said, I challenged Sheriff Lamb to a hockey fight a couple of years ago around a campfire, right? And I said, I don't care if you're what 6'4", right? 6'4", and I
Yeah.
am not 6'4", 5'8", buck 47. I said, I don't care who you are. If we get you on a pair of ice skates, we'll see how you do, right? So I'm going to
Oh, I
seriously.
would do terrible on ice skates.
Oh, you look great today. You got your cowboy hat. You got your smile. I'm gonna honestly, Mark. I know you're on the run. You take the mic as long as you want here. Catch everybody up. Give us inside scoop. I've shared twice on this show. Again, welcome to MAGA Matters, Mark. This is what it's all about here. But I've talked about your 37,000 Chinese nationals from last year. We talked about that hope probably being doubled this year. Anything you want to chat about? Our listeners, believe it or not, I'm sure there's some listeners because we've got international folks who maybe even don't know you. I can't imagine that,
Yeah.
but
So
just take
on
the
the
mic and go for it here, Mark. Go for it.
I keep trying to take the mic, but you got the mic. That's why somebody tuned you up already. No, I'm just kidding. People are gonna be like, "What is he saying?" Yeah, so I'm the sheriff of Pinal County, Arizona. We are between Phoenix and Tucson. Our county, land-wise, is the size of the state of Connecticut, 5,400 square miles. We have a population of about 500,000. I have about 600 employees and a budget of over $60 million. I've been the sheriff now for 8 years here in the county. We are not on the border. We are 52 miles off the border on the southwest corner, which is where the Tohono O'odham Indian Reservation is. And then we are 71 miles off the border where it intersects at the I-10. And the challenges we've always dealt with border issues. As a matter of fact, under the Trump administration, there was many months where we had more apprehensions than what the border counties actually had.
Wow.
And that was large in part because they were coming through the desert areas. Now with the broken, system, with this policies of this administration, which they are purposeful policies, by the way. These are not like, hey, all of a sudden there was a surge on the border. There's a surge on the border because of their policies. And this is by design and intentional. They wanted all these people to come here. You can go back and look at all the videos of them saying just as much. And they also said they wanted to reinvent America. And so as a sheriff, I fight this every day, whether it's, the people that they leave for dead in the deserts that we have to rescue, whether it's the fentanyl that we're trying to stop from getting in the hands of the loved ones or the other drugs, whether it's the people being trafficked by the cartels, people in trunks of cars, some against their will, the women being trafficked for sex, the children, any of those things are issues, in my opinion, that I think we as Americans should be absolutely outraged about. And there is nothing humane about an open border. Don't let them make you think that there is. There is nothing humane about an open border. People from other countries are being abused. The only people winning in this is the cartels. They've gone from making $500 million a year to $13 billion a year. And so
Wow.
you can see my passion in this. And, we've been dealing with it for decades. Now you might say, well, what's different? Well, the last 3 years, first, the policies of this administration, terrible, not pro-America. Americans and America comes last with this administration. But these policies are a disaster. But what's really changed is we're now seeing people that are coming from 170 different countries, from Africa, from
Right.
places like Mauritania, which is in Africa below Morocco,
Right.
which is one of the leading breeding grounds for Al Qaeda. They're coming from Syria, the Middle East. They're coming from Haiti. They're coming from Brazil, Ecuador. I mean, they're coming from all over the world. Russia, Ukraine. They're coming from China, like you mentioned.
Right.
37,000 Chinese nationals last year. We're at about 30,000 Chinese nationals this year. That should be alarming because you just can't leave a communist country. You got to have permission. And so that should be alarming to all the people out there that who's coming in our country. And they're not able to vet. When I talk to Border Patrol, they say if they're lucky, they're vetting 5% of these people. And so that's become a real terrorist threat, and the FBI's acknowledged that. And then you take on the other piece of that, which is the fentanyl. The fentanyl is the leading cause of death amongst Americans. And what I've been saying lately is we've been conditioned as Americans, and I don't know if you have Canadians listen, even if Canadians, we've been conditioned to see it as a bomb going off, or planes crashing into a building, or somebody walking into a crowded building and shooting a gun. I will tell you that the terrorism we're seeing now is quiet. They're not even firing a shot, yet they're killing more Americans now with fentanyl poisonings than any army has had success killing. And it's about a tune of about 100,000 Americans a year right now. And it strikes terror into the hearts of American families who might lose one of their loved ones. And you might say, well, how's this a national security threat? Well, I think anything that takes American lives is. And you're taking the fentanyl that's coming from China. China is then putting it in the hands of the cartels. The cartels are now benefiting financially. They're bringing it into and putting it in the hands of Americans. And we are now losing more Americans. So no matter where I go, Greg, in this country, people consistently say the issues that they're facing, the top issues, the most important issues, those kitchen table issues are the border, the economy, crime, and national security. And so when you ask why I'm running for the U.S. Senate here in Arizona, there's an old Danish saying that says whoever has the ability has the responsibility.
Right.
Well, when we look at those issues, you're not going to find a candidate that has more ability in dealing with the border, that understands it, that has the relationships, that understands the complexities of it, the trade between America and Mexico, the farmers in Yuma. All of these things need to be taken into consideration, along with how you weaken the cartels at the same time. And you need somebody that understands this. We don't have any time. There's no time to waste. We don't have any learning curve time in this, at this juncture where we're at. We got to send somebody that understands it. As far as economy, I've been a business owner, but I've run a large agency. My budget is over 60 million. I'm expected to balance that budget and to stay within that budget. You talk about crime's on the rise all across this country. We got people that are not holding illegals accountable. We got not holding criminals accountable, and yet they're holding Americans accountable to the max. The law's not working. It's lawfare. It's unequal justice. And you need somebody that understands that. And I've had nearly 2 decades fighting crime and fighting for law enforcement. So when you talk about all these issues, I looked at myself, my wife and I, we said, we have the ability. We felt the responsibility. And plus, we just love God, family, freedom in this country, in America. And we're going to do everything we can to fight for it.
Knowing time constraints, I really want to whittle it down to something that would really apply to our audience today and interesting. I would like to have you discuss your fix for the immigration process. We talked about the campfire chat, and you've talked about with the retina scan.
Greg, I'm a simple guy,
right?
And the simplicity of it is go back to what works. We know that under the Trump administration, those policies were working. So let's start there. Let's re-implement those policies. And you don't need a border bill to do that. The president is lying to you. He does not need more money. He does not need a bill to fix the border. He has all the authority he has under Section 212F of Immigration and Naturalization. He has the sweeping authority to make the changes. It's the same authority he used to undo the Trump policies that were working. Now, what are some of those policies? Hold people accountable. Imagine that. Enforce the law. If you come to this country, we send you back. If you make a false asylum claim, you should be sent back. If you come in again, you are banned for 5 years from coming to this country, and you may face jail time. That's what we should be doing. The second you start doing that, that will immediately start to reduce people coming into this country. Not to mention, no more false asylum claims. That's what the Remain in Mexico program was. If you're going to make an asylum claim, you can wait in Mexico until your time for the court.
Exactly.
Right now, they're giving them court dates for 2032. So you're saying we're going to let these people live in our country for all that time. And frankly, our government, our tax dollars are giving them housing, food, transportation, gift cards. They're doing all that. And it's our tax dollars. Now, it's bad enough they sent our tax dollars over to Ukraine and all these other places. but they're not taking care of the American people. And then they're taking our tax dollars and giving it to people that they should have stopped at the border. So the quick fix is go back to the Trump era policies. You can institute those immediately. And this is part of the reason why they're gonna bash Republicans who didn't want to vote for that border bill. That was not a border bill; it was a global assistance bill. But furthermore, it was going to codify into law a lot of bad policies that we don't want, and they were doing that so that President Trump can't come in and change everything with his authority he has under Section 212F.
Sheriff, a quick switch gear. I love the generations, talking about the generations. You told a story about millennials. We were talking a lot about Gen X versus millennials and Gen Z. It's such a concern because of those younger generations. Are you available there? Did you click off? Did we lose Sheriff Lamb? Brian? Hello. Boy, maybe he's driving through Quebec or something in a blind spot. What I was going to have Sheriff Lamb talk about is we talk. Of course, I love the generations and stuff, and I wanted him to touch on. He had said that the special ops friend of him had told him that the millennials, with the bad rap they get, as far as being lazy or whatever. That they're some of the best soldiers in the world, warriors in the world. They have a combination of a warrior spirit, but also knowledge of technology. And that was a real big exclusive news to me. If we can get him back online here, I'm sure, he's out on the road, so anything can be happening with his signal. But I'll just talk, since we're there, just talk generations a little bit. I love it. And on my YouTube channel, there are a lot of Sheriff Lamb clips from my campfire, and we talk about the generations. Sheriff Lamb and so many people right now. He's 51, and he's a pure Gen Xer. Most Gen X folks are in their 40s and 50s, but then we have the younger generations coming up, and I was so actually thrilled. Oh. Do we have someone coming in the room?
Yeah, that's me.
There you go. Did you drive through a hotspot there?
No, I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb, and I got a phone call. It booted me off.
Oh.
How do you? Though that's kind of my way of knowing that I needed to probably get going. I wish I could spend more time with you, Greg. But,
no. God love you. Thanks.
I got about 5 to 10 more minutes on audio, but I can't do video because I got to drive while I'm talking.
Right. No worries. No worries at all. Just go ahead. I'll give you the mic again because I know we're real limited. Let folks know maybe about your books for sale. I know they're on Amazon, and how they can contribute to your campaign. And just close out the segment here, Mark, whenever you have to go. I so appreciate you being here, but talk about that. And if you have time, I love the story you had about the millennials that were great soldiers. Very underrated because they were great soldiers, knowing technology and stuff. I don't know if you have time for that, but turning the mic over to you here. And
I don't know if I have time we'll have to save that one for another day, but okay. I can't remember what the first things you can come support me at sheriffland.com. You can come support me there. Look, we got some real problems to fix in this country. And look, right now is not the time. I find it funny in politics because we have people that will run that don't have really any qualifications. And yet there will be like business people who have been in business for a long time who say, yeah, I'm going to go with that person. I'm like, would you ever hire somebody for your business that had no experience in the field that you were wanting to hire them for? That's the thing is I bring 8 years of experience as an elected official. I bring experience on the border. I bring experience with budgeting, crime, all of those things. And furthermore, I'm a lifelong proven conservative, unwavering, no flip-flopping. I'm a conservative who believes in defending life. I believe in defending the Constitution, the Second Amendment. I believe in small government, and my job as a senator will be to reduce the size of government as much as I can. I think we need them out of our states as much as possible, which is what the founding fathers intended. And they should really focus on what they're supposed to do, which is to defend us, provide for common defense, promote the general welfare, not provide for the general welfare, but to promote the general welfare, which means less taxes, more business friendly, less restrictions, less government overreach on businesses, which makes it more business friendly, which that is promoting the general welfare for jobs, everything else. So we've got to make some changes, and we can't keep sending back the same people. I'm not a uniparty guy. I'm a constitutional conservative. I am not endorsed by all the politicians, and I'm not getting all their money. They're the last thing they probably want is a guy like me who's going to actually represent people. And as far as my books, I've written 2 books. I'm a best-selling author, but I'm no author. These are like sheriff run, see sheriff work. That's what they're about. Maybe not that simple, but yes, that one is American Sheriff Rules to Live By. It's based on the poem by Rudyard Kipling, If. It's a great poem. And what I do is tell stories of the Founding Fathers. And that book, the first one is Stories of the Founding Fathers of Hope, Courage, and Determination. That book is American Sheriff Traditional Values in a Modern World. My first book kind of gives you a glimpse into my life, but at the same time, I weave in what I think are traditional values that built this country, and I think they are traditional values we need back in this country.
God love you, Sheriff Lamb. I'll let you go. There's more of you out there every day, Sheriff. You conservatives, younger guys. We have Leo Zaki on the station here, who's just like you. So I'm going to think there's going to be a wave back. It's going to be led by guys like you. Sheriff Lamb for Senate.com. Sheriff Lamb for Senate.com. Thank you, Mark. Safe travels out there. Hugs to Janelle, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. God bless you. We'll do this again. When I'm actually sitting down, I didn't know I was supposed to be on video, so I apologize.
No worries. And I'm sitting here with a black eye and a bandage. Hey, you never know how life's going to go, Sheriff. God love you, okay?
Hey,
good luck. Lamb 51, okay, in November. Here we go.
Here we go.
Thanks.